What's going on, Fantasy World? It's your boy Hot Soup, and I'm coming to you with Week 7 top 5 starts. Listen, do not set your lineups for Week 7 until you hear these top 5 starts. I got something cooking, brewing back here in the lab. Our first start that is a must start in Week 6, and you will be a fool if you try to bench this guy. J.K. Dobbins plays Arizona this week. Arizona is giving up the most yards to running backs right now. They're ranked 23rd in fantasy scoring, but they are giving up the most yards, the fourth most yards to running backs in football this year. Arizona. They're giving it up. They're giving it up. Look, man, I'm telling you now, J.K. Dobbins with Gus Edwards on IR. The LA Chargers are running the ball the third highest rate in the NFL at 52.4%. That is a recipe for J.K. Dobbins to finish top 5 this week. Running backs off the board. I'm guaranteeing it, man. This is my big pick for the week on top 5 starts. Number 1, get J.K. Dobbins in your lineups. J.K. Dobbins in Week 7 will go off for 25 touches, 128 yards, and 2 TDs. You heard it from the Soup, man. 26.8 fantasy points in Yahoo standard scoring. That is half a point. He will be top 5. You want to win your parlay? You got to play J.K. You heard it from the Soup. And our second player on our top 5 starts for Week 7, all the way down here in the Bay, we talking about Mr. Baker Mayfield. Plays on Monday night at home. That's right, man, right here in Tampa Bay. Listen, we had a big hurricane, and the community came together, man, to help others, man. It's a beautiful thing going on right now in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield is playing for the Bay, man. The hurricane just came through here we need football in the Bay. Everybody's going to come out to this game, and Baker Mayfield is going to show up and show out. Baker Mayfield playing against Baltimore this week. Baltimore is giving up the second most yards to quarterbacks this year. In Week 1, gave up 291 to Mr. Patrick Mahomes. In Week 2, gave up 276 to Gardner Minshew in a touchdown. In Week 3, this man gave up 379 and 3 TDs total to Dak Prescott. Listen, Dak Prescott's been playing horrible, but not against Baltimore. In Week 5, Cincinnati comes through. Your boy puts up 392 on their head. That's right, man. Joe Burrow slapped Baltimore secondary with 5 TDs. And just last week, got 269 and 2 TDs thrown up by Jaden Daniels. Baker Mayfield's a pocket passer, and he has weapons. Chris Godwin is the number 1 receiver right now in the NFL in fantasy scoring. I don't know if y'all know that. It's not CeeDee Lamb. It's not any guys you would think that would be up at that top spot. Not Tyreek Hill. That's right, man. Chris Godwin, your fantasy number 1 receiver. And he has Mike Evans, who was a top 10 guy. This guy has 2 receivers in the top 12 right now in fantasy scoring. Listen, man. White's catching that ball out the backfield. They are going to get it done against Baltimore. Baker Mayfield, 337 yards through the air, 3 TDs, and 1 pick. He will go for 23.5 points in fantasy scoring. He may even go higher. I'm lowballing it for this guy right now. Listen, man, Baltimore is going to be a shootout. The Ravens put up the most points in the league right now. So Baker's going to have to stay in it through the air. Hey, man, looking, if y'all got Baker Mayfield, if you was going to start him any week, Week 7 is the week you start Mayfield. That's right, man. You heard it from the Soup. Baker Mayfield eats Baltimore secondary, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And don't forget the dessert, because in Week 7, Mayfield's the winner. You heard it from the Soup. Number 3 player that you must start in Week 7 is going to be Jordan Addison over there in Minnesota. Number 1, Detroit's defense ranked 27th against the pass right now. They're giving up 250 yards per game. That's number 1. Number 2, you got touchdown Darnold throwing TDs all over the place. Number 3, he will never see a double team because that's Justin Jefferson getting that double team. Addison is a big play waiting to happen. This week, it's going to happen. Addison had a huge game against Green Bay, and they're in the middle of the pack. Detroit's secondary right now, piss poor. That's right, man. Jordan Addison is going to be the man in week 7. You got 2 dome teams. They're used to playing in domes. No elements. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. You need to have Addison in your lineups. Man, you heard it from the soup. Jordan Addison in week 7 goes off for 9 targets, 7 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Good for 19.9 fantasy points. He will be finishing in the top 25 receivers. Hey, you heard it from the soup. And our 4th player that you must start this week. And I dug down deep for this guy, man. He's down there in the 40s right now. Wide receiver 4. On all the professional lists, ESPN, Yahoo, they got this guy in the 30s and the 40s, man. Demario Douglas. That's right. The rookie got Demario playing like a superhero. You heard it from the soup. Demario goes against Jacksonville, who has, hey, listen, I was just talking about Baltimore having a bad secondary. Jacksonville is the worst. They're worse than Baltimore. They're giving up the most yards in the NFL to receivers this year. Jacksonville, terrible in the secondary. 276.7 yards per game to be exact, they given up. Demario Douglas has 18 targets in the last 2 games. His upgrade was his target accuracy from quarterback Drake May. Drake May was showing us something. Threw for 3 TDs last week. Drake May is going to throw another one to Demario this week. He put up 6 receptions, 92 yards, and a TD last week against Houston, who was a mid-range pass defense. And now you go against the worst pass defense in the league? Oh, my God, man. You going to be sorry, yo, if you bench Demario. Demario Douglas goes off for 10 targets, 8 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown in week 7. Man, 22.1 fantasy points. You heard it from the soup. Get him in your lineups. Yeah. And our 5th player that you have got to start this week, and I know some of y'all going to think I'm crazy, but Najee Harris. He's going against New York Jets. Now, New York Jets are right in the middle of the pack versus the run. But versus the pass, they are number 1. You got Russ coming back in now. Might be a little rusty. They're going to be running that ball. Number 2, time of possession is ranked 2nd, meaning they control the clock. They're ranked 2nd in the league in time of possession. That means they keep the ball in their hand. That's because they are a run-first offense. They're also number 2 in rush rate. They're averaging 33 rushes per game. Jaylen Warren ain't on nothing right now. I don't know if you've seen last week's game, but Najee Harris had a great game, and Jaylen Warren, shell of himself. Keep him on the bench. Give Najee the rock. It's going to help Russ out a lot. They got to run the ball if they want to help out Russ coming back for the first game back. Listen, run the ball first. He's going to get you a touchdown this week, man. You heard it from the soup. Last game, Jaylen Warren, 6 carries for 7 yards. Last game, Najee Harris, 14 touches, 106 yards, and a touchdown, 2 receptions for 16 yards. Look, that shows me Najee is the man. Najee is who they're going to go with at the goal line. Get them in your lineups, start it, lock it, and forget it, man. You heard it from the soup. Those are our top 5 starts for week 7. Come check us out on our next episode for our top 5 sits. Do not set those lineups until you watch these shows. Catch me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Hey, like and subscribe. If you have any lineup issues, any questions, man, inbox me on the comment section. I'll make sure I get back with y'all within 24 hours. It's your boy Soup. Ooh, and I'm out.